Hello, arise, queens. My name is Queen Sakiba for those who don't know me. And guess what, you guys? It's story time today. And if you know me, I'm a very private person, but I learned that keeping secrets with the adversary is bad, and people grow from your testimony. So here I am telling my testimony and my story time. So boom. Let me tell you. So I was dealing with this guy. I had just got out of a situationship, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done with dudes. You know what? I'm about to focus on myself. You know that little talk we give ourselves after a breakup. Like, I'm about to just focus on myself. I might just do me, go back to school, And I met this guy. Girl, I should have ran. But everything happens for a reason. But no, for real. So, the whole 9 yards, he giving to me. He talking like, he got a good talk. He letting me know, yeah, I've been this, I've done that before. This is what I'm looking forward to. These are my goals. I'm like, okay. All right, I understand. Oh, I love God. I have a relationship with God. I pray. Okay, you pray. You worship. You do all of this. Okay, baby, come on over here. Come see. Got in a relationship with the guy. I had the red flags. I saw the red flags. I saw some red flags, but I ignored it because, I'm like, maybe I'm tripping. Like, maybe I'm just, making it up all in my head. I'm just being delusional. Somebody came to me about him. Girl, such and such. But instead of telling me about it, they went told it in front of everybody, in front of the whole little group. And if you know me, I'm a very private person. I don't like people in my business. So if I felt as though if you had something to say about it, come tell me. If you really genuine about it, come let me know what's going on. You don't have to tell it in front of everybody. Oh, so I'm like, so I just brushed it off. I was more upset that, that you didn't come tell me, face to face. But anyway, so men or dude, we talking, we have our couple of arguments, and in those arguments, in a time where, I'm like, I'm about to go. I don't think this relationship for me. I'm about to just go and dip. He'll be like, oh, you a fake Christian, y'all. At this time, this is when my beginning of my journey. I was going to church. I was praying. I was worshiping. I was doing it all. So, and in the times that I did make a mistake, I'm very hard on myself. I would beat myself up because, first of all, I'm not supposed to be doing that. So I'm not supposed to be talking down on people. I'm not supposed to be doing none of that. So when we get into, I'll do what I do. I'll flash out or whatever, and he'll use that. He'll be like, oh, you're a fake Christian. God, you think God really love you. He not going to do all this. And, hey, and I'm like, okay, I don't like that. And, now I start feeling bad. And I'll be like, I'm sorry about that. Like, that's not what God would want me to do. The whole... Fast forward. So it's time. I just got me a GM position. I'm about to move into my new apartment, and I ended up getting a 2-bedroom apartment because he had a child. So I know when his child came down, I wanted to make sure that his child was comfortable. So we got us a 2-bedroom. I had got him a job, just living a life. Okay, I'm thinking everything moving forward. I'm moving promotion, apartment. I'm making big girl things. The next one was going to be a car on my list. So let me tell you how good God is, baby. How God expose you. God will allow a person to hurt you to a point that you have no choice to let go. So when I'm about to move the day of, I didn't even take him to the apartment with me. I left by myself, but then he made me feel bad. Like, we were supposed to do this together, whatever like that. I'm like, okay, cool. You can just come. It is what it is. So we chilling. And the relationship got worse and worse and worse to a point that I left my apartment. I left him. I left my apartment, and I never looked back. because I knew that if I stayed in that situation, that I might have ended up in somebody's jail. Because I have low tolerance for bull. Like, I got him a job and everything, but the thing is that he couldn't maintain a job. And then he wanted me to pay all the bills. He wanted to lay on his behind and be lazy and go play and smoke weed and all of that. And baby, first of all, I did enough by even allowing you in this apartment and getting a 2-bedroom apartment because of your child, and we just met each other. But but because of that, that's the type of person I am, and I know that if I would have let him go, he would have been homeless. So I was just trying to look out, and that big heart that I have, it just wouldn't allow me to allow him to be homeless. But I mean, I'm sorry, God, I should never let him. But no, for real. But in that point, that was a hard, nobody knew how that impacted me so bad. And it really started a depression. It was like, and after that, the emotion came. And then after that, so I then lost my job, my promotion. I then lost my apartment. I then lost this boyfriend. I lost it all. And it's like, dang, what's going on? Like, I'm paying my tithes, I'm praying, I'm going to church, I'm being good to people. Like, what is going on? Why is this happening to me? What is going on? I don't understand how I can go from having all of this to having nothing. And it seemed as if, like, life it's just trying to take me out. And that's how I felt at that point. But I could not voice to people because my trust issues, I don't like people knowing the real me because they use it against me. So I had to bottle all of that up. And it wasn't until God showed me myself. He showed me the mistakes that I made. He showed me what I do. I go relationship to relationship to relationship. And I'm like a long distance. I like long relationships. So at the age of 9 years old, I had a boyfriend and we was together for 2-3 years. And then after that, and then I was in another relationship for 2-3 years. And then I was in another, basically my whole life I've been in a relationship. So God just starts showing me different things about me. And the things that I need to work on, the things that I need to let go, the things that I need to heal from. And it all stemmed from when I was a child and I was getting molested and I was getting touched on by people that I love. And and it caused me to be it caused me to go to males. My dad wasn't there like he was supposed to. My stepdad, he died when I was a young age. So I didn't really have a lot of male figures around me. My brothers, they were still trying to figure it out. They was trying to figure out how to be a man because we never had no one to teach us or be around a man that was able to teach them how to be a man. So they couldn't teach it. They couldn't pour into me. So I was lost. I was lonely and I was trying to figure out who I was. And throughout trying to figure out who I was, I had encountered so many different dudes. And I was just looking on the outer appearance. But you know what God taught me? That you can't look on the outer appearance. You have to look at the heart. You have to come to me so I can give it to you for raw. I can give it to you and show you who these people is before you even put yourself in there. So God had to sharpen my discernment. God had to sharpen my discernment, and it just happened after that I started talking to I talked to different other dudes after that, but my discernment, it sharpened each and every time. But I had to figure out what is causing me to get in these relationships, these broken, toxic relationships, and thinking that these toxic relationships is love. In reality, it's not love. It's just that the little girl in me want to be loved. That little girl that felt rejected, that felt abandoned, that felt misused, that felt pushed over and pushed aside. That little girl in me wanted to fill the void. I felt empty inside. I was numb inside. Nobody knew that I didn't even feel love until I really figured out who God was for myself. Around that time, that's when I really started to experience who God was for myself, and I started experiencing love. I was so closed off that I didn't even know I couldn't even accept love. I was so broken. You hear me? And nobody told me that I had to heal from those things. Nobody never told me that those past traumas can lead to my future traumas. That's deep. That is so deep. Did you hear what I said? My past traumas could affect my future trauma. Because of what I went through in the past, I experienced trauma in the future simply because of what happened in the past. Because I didn't let go of it. Because I didn't heal from it. Because I didn't say that it hurt. Because you so used to, in this generation, you have to be heartless. You can't show your sleeves on your sleeves. You can't, or you'll be messed over. People will use that against you. So I learned to bottle it all up. I learned to keep everything to myself. I'm talking about things that hurt me dearly. I learned to keep it to myself. But listen, the reason for this story time is to tell you that you don't need nobody's son to feel completed. You don't need the apartment to feel completed. You don't need the promotion to feel completed. You don't need none of that. You need to heal. You need to let go. You need Jesus, and you need Jesus to do it with you, because you can't do it on your own. You can't do it in your own might. You can't do it in your own strength. You need somebody that can show you who you are, can show you, can help you take away and uproot those things that's not like him. You need somebody that knows you better than you know yourself, that was with you from the day before you was formed in your mother's womb, the person that saw all the hurt and the pain that you've been through, the person that was there at your lowest moment. You don't even realize that he was there. Even when you felt like he wasn't there, he was there. He was hugging you. He was rooting you on. And that's what I had to learn for myself, that Jesus, that God was always there. He just wanted me to acknowledge that he was there. On today, I'm just asking that you acknowledge that God is there, and you start building from that relationship. Don't look for perfection, because it's not perfection. It's a progress. It's a process. You have to go baby step. The babies don't come out walking, baby. They come out, first they come down doing nothing. Then they start rolling. Then they start crawling. Then they start walking. It's a process. You can't just come out and then you think you're going to run. And no, it don't go like that. You have to start off as a baby. You have to start off as a baby. You have to allow people to feed you. As a baby, you have to allow people to feed you. You have to allow people to change you. You have to allow people to do it. But once you start getting older and you start doing it for yourself, then you realize that you can do it yourself. You don't have to go to all those people. You don't need those help. All you need is God. All you need to do is stay connected. Okay, you guys, that's one of my story times for today. So we're going to be trying to do this every week, because I have a lot of stories, but listen, in these stories, I want to encourage you. I want to pull you closer to God. I want to encourage you to keep your faith walk, because sometimes you start, then you stop. You start, then you stop. You start, and you stop, and then you stop, and then you stop, and you stop, because you feel as though you want perfection. You can't get perfection. I wanted perfection, but I couldn't get perfection. It was a process I had to go through. So when you in your process, learn everything that you can and enjoy it. Thank you.